Thank you very much. I just decided to go to Helsingborg for H22 Expo. I'm curious about your initiative. I really like the Dare, Test, Do process. I think this is very much needed for the European cities to dare to be there to conceptualize the development, and the test. It is the freedom of failure. Am I right? And of course, we should do something after the preparations. I think we will learn from your presentation a lot. What you said about the procurement is a crucial question in Europe, as I know the creative procurement system and such kind. It is very hard to go through the regulations, you know. So I guess we can actually cooperate on it if you have a development on it. So thank you very much again, Soraya. It was wonderful to have you. Now we can go further to Spain. The Spanish deputy ambassador told us that she's proud that Madrid is our guest this year. Last year, Barcelona was our guest from Spain, and the ambassador, Madam Ambassador, told us we should learn from Madrid as well. So when I look around on the internet, what could we get from Madrid? I found the Nuevo Norte project, which is an urban development project, a huge one, and a very complex one. This is about the smart city, how to create a smart city from the scratch. So I'm very curious about Cecilio Cerdán presentation. He is the leader of the Madrid City Hall Cooperation Directorate, as I know. Am I right, Cecilio?
Yes, yes, you are.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Thank you. The floor is yours, Cecilio.
Thank you very much. Let me just introduce myself. Yes, I am Cecilio Cerdán, Director General for Cooperation and Global Citizenship at Madrid City Council. Let's see if we can start a little presentation here that I have for you. Just a little second. Tell me if you can see it. It's going up. It's uploading. First of all, I'd like to excuse Santiago Saura, which is the. Here it is, right? Here it is. You can see it now. I don't know if it's big enough or we're supposed to. Here it is. Let me excuse Councillor Santiago Saura, who had a late agenda problem and has therefore commissioned me to be with you at this conference. We will be talking about Madrid Nuevo Norte, Madrid New North. It is one of the biggest urban transformation spaces in Europe. It's long awaited by citizens and companies, and therefore an excellent opportunity to develop a state-of-the-art neighborhood and also to develop businesses, in terms of what's called smart cities, going beyond technology and to really achieve quality of life for people and success for businesses. How are we doing this? We're doing this with a proposed mission. The European Union missions are part, as you know, of a community initiative to provide concrete solutions to some of our greatest challenges. The objectives are ambitious and seek to provide definite results.
Excuse me, Cecilio.
Yes.
We have some technical issue. We can't see your presentation. Could you share? Could you share the screen instead of sharing the file?
I did.
Our technicians told me to say this. I don't know what does it mean.
Just how you
to share the screen. This is the key.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do it again now. Let me just go off for that. I don't know.
Not yet. Sorry, it can't
just
work.
Tell me if you can see it now.
Not yet. Not
yet. Okay, 1 second. What about now? Because
yes, you should share the screen because you are trying to share the file now.
Okay. Oh, I don't know how to do this. I tried.
Something's happened.
I'm done. Yes, I'm trying to do this, but I don't know how to do it. Is it now? You can see it now?
Yeah, I can see your screen. Yeah.
Okay, my screen. This window where the presentation is supposed to be. Okay, you can see my screen now.
No.
It's supposed to be being shared.
Could you click just the picture?
I think now maybe.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right. That's the presentation there, right?
Yeah. Okay.
There.
Perfect.
There.
Perfect.
Sorry for that.
Thank you.
Sorry for that. Well, therefore, let's go to the beginning. Now, there it is. As I was saying, we're doing this Madrid Nuevo Norte, this biggest urban transformation by being one of the proposed mission of the European Union. One of these missions, it's called, our mission is called Ciudades Inteligentes and Climáticamente Neutrales, Smart and Climate Neutral Cities. And this city's mission will involve local authorities, citizens, businesses, investors, as well as regional and national authorities to deliver 100 climate neutral cities by 2030. And we want Madrid to be one of them. So the key to achieve this goal is public-private partnership. In this sense, the vast transformation project that is Madrid Nuevo Norte, the Madrid New North, represents a unique opportunity to implement innovative measures and apply and improve pioneering processes. So this is a unique opportunity to be an example. As it's in the middle of the city, we had these tracks, these train tracks in the middle of the city. We want to go over them. They're going to be underground, and on top of that, we want to achieve the most advanced urban environment with the highest levels of well-being for our citizens, and also at the same time achieve a smart city on one side and climate neutrality at the most. So this is more or less what this is about. Here you have a little view, a render of how the project will be. The Madrid Nuevo Norte Urban Regeneration Area project. We aim to close these 5.5 kilometers of the rail tracks, which currently is split in the north of the city in two. The idea is to rebuild the environment in which many people will live and work, opting for a dense, compact, mixed-use model, prioritizing sustainability and facilitating the transition to a new environment in the city. In total, as you can see there, the project spans for an area of 3.2 million square meters, of which, after taking out the space that will be occupied by the train tracks and other spaces, it's about 2.3 million square meters that will be totally transformed. The management model here, you can see the tracks there in the middle, splitting the city in two. The model we use to cover that is called a compensation system in the legal Spanish framework. So it's the city who establishes how urban planning is going to be there, but it is the private companies that make all the works, and at the end they have a space to build their own buildings according to municipal regulations. No? It's therefore a total collaboration between the public and the private companies and the city, because that generates synergies, and we will be working together for 20 years from now, till everything is built, until everything is finished. So that's how it's gonna be done. No? And of course, in this partnership, we've introduced climate neutrality criteria. All the project phases, from planning to construction and operation, have been designed under climate neutrality criteria. Public-private collaboration is the project's driving force, introducing innovative solutions in terms of building, mobility, energy, and waste management, and resource consumption in general. That's to improve people's quality of life in a low-carbon environment. And in this context, the transformation of Madrid into a smart city is absolutely essential, as you can imagine. We understand the concept of a smart city as the coherent introduction of innovation and technology into the urban environment, but also with a social view, with the aim of improving the lives of citizens. So this is what this is about. In Madrid Nuevo Norte, our target is to have a smart city to exploit the true potential of a digital city, putting people at the center of decision making, advancing their quality of life, improving their quality of life, and achieving a more efficient environment from a social point of view. In order to do this, the Madrid City Council has added certain provisions in this agreement to build this new area, in these approved urban planning regulations that will allow the new development to lay the foundations for a smart city. So this is more or less the actions and how they're going to be deployed. And this starts with implementation of a state-of-the-art telecommunications infrastructure, essential for the creation of a smart city and its development in urbanization projects. So not only the coverage for mobile phones, of course, and personal devices, but going beyond that, coverage for vehicles, machines, and urban infrastructure, digital solutions to be implemented in a large urban infrastructure, in public areas, in buildings, all interconnected, to allow citizens to interact with this system within the neighborhood they live on. And to do that, we need, of course, the data flow that is fast and far-reaching. So that's how it's going to work. The advantage here is that we have a ground zero. The characteristics of the project, the space that we have in Madrid Nuevo Norte, is that we can think big when it comes to technological innovation from a broader sense, because of the space that we have, because of being a totally new neighborhood, and of course because we're going to have new people living there, people entering a new space with the expectations of being into a smart city. So for that, in that end, in urban development projects as this one, collaboration is essential, not only with the development agents, the builders themselves and the city, but also with the telecommunicators operators, the companies, the phone companies, the internet companies, so that the urban development can house all necessary infrastructure. With the development of 5G, the wireless infrastructure enables both users and companies to transmit in real time, but at the same time we will have all the city with sensors that will be deployed to have a digital city, so to say. And Madrid Nuevo Norte own regulations require the development of a data infrastructure to deploy the smart city. And we guarantee the connectivity of urban infrastructures and services, at least for transport, traffic, public lighting, water, and energy, as well for buildings. So we have the minimum infrastructure necessary for enable the development of smart buildings according to new Spanish regulations and following the criteria of the standards of the Spanish Association for Standardization. That means that Madrid Nuevo Norte will also be able to connect to other smart cities in other places in Spain and of course in Europe. In this way, we ensure successful development of the smart city, complying not only with local regulations, but also those at the state level. Let me explain. This data infrastructure, for instance, will allow for improving mobility in the area. Updated mobility and traffic analysis in real time, showing the expected traffic on each road, etc. And in the future, also for autonomous vehicles, driverless vehicles. Likewise, an intelligent transport system will be installed with automatic data for collection of traffic volume, speed, and activity. The signals in the city, the different informative signs, messages will be all connected together, and they will integrate it with an automatic system elements within the council's mobility management center. So this will be all together and will work in this way. We have also an efficient management and use of water regulations in Madrid. These public green areas will be irrigated with reclaimed water, with regenerated water from the homes, water from the homes that goes through a process to be cleaner, but at the end is not fresh water from the tap. It is a different system, and in addition, we will be working to extend this use of second-use water, which is currently used to irrigate public and private green areas across the whole space. And in relating what it relates to energy, of course, we are starting to assess the implementation of high efficiency and low emission energy infrastructures. This will be a specific study analyzing the electrical networks that enable the distribution and generation of energy, the bidirectional and intelligent behavior of the network, because some of the buildings will produce their own energy and this will go back into the network to be used by other citizens, by other companies, by other buildings in the area. So Madrid Nuevo Norte will be full of renewable energies, and it will have a grid to share those renewable energies. No? These requirements are not limited just to the buildings. Not only to the urban scale, because of course every building will have electric charge for vehicles, electric chargers, recharging facilities for vehicles, but also intelligent systems that allow the batteries of these vehicles to function as renewable energy accumulators. It will be a bi-directional system. So those are more or less the five kind of actions that we hope that will help Madrid Nuevo Norte to become a smart city by itself. This is how we are going to implement the European Horizon 2020 Green Deal, which the aim is to create sustainable neighborhoods in Europe. And this is a brand new project. As we said, it's ground zero. We start from scratch. So the final approval of the project was last summer, and we've been working continuously with the European missions to implement this smart project. We work with the main private developer of the project, the company that's going to build the urban spaces, and this collaboration has already produced results in terms of energy. So a European Horizon 2020 project is being shared by the city and the developer. Distrito Castellana Norte is the name of the company in fact of the several companies that are together to work in this project. And there's 40 partners working together with the aim of creating leading sustainable neighborhoods in Europe. So Madrid Nuevo Norte, in fact, is a pioneer. It's a pioneering neighborhood hosting a pilot project for the deployment of a geothermal network of renewable heat and cold at district scale, managed through a digital twin throughout the project, from design to construction to monitoring, management of infrastructure, and at the end, we hope to have climate neutral buildings. So just let me finish with Madrid Nuevo Norte, explaining how this is going to be totally a pilot for the rest of the city, because of course we want the whole of Madrid to be a smart city, and Madrid Nuevo Norte, which will be the pilot project, will be the brand new space where all of these technologies can be used to improve quality of life for citizens. Of course, we'll have a reflection in the whole city. We have three citywide initiatives that we are working on to help the whole of Madrid become a smart city. These are the Madrid Innovation Lab, the Madrid Food Innovation Hub, and the Sandbox for Urban Innovation. And they work in three different matters. The Madrid Information Lab for Artificial Intelligence was born in June 2020, and in fact, it is a cluster, a working group formed by Madrid Innovation, different ecosystem agents, companies, universities, startups, etc. The objective is to support the artificial intelligence sector in Madrid. They are promoting technology transfer, they're increasing the volume of business in this field, and they're bringing supply and demand closing together, developing different tasks to help the city fund their projects, to help the city find the right partners for artificial intelligence projects. So you can see there more or less their target and goals. But the idea is to position Madrid as a benchmark of artificial intelligence at the national and international level, drive and boost business development through the application of artificial intelligence, promote research and development around disruptive technologies in the city, attract and retain talent in the field of digital technologies, promoting dissemination of artificial intelligence in new virtual spaces, and encourage this collaboration among all partners. So this is something that we're doing through different initiatives, different initiatives that add up to this artificial intelligence cluster that, so to say, they do the theory, they put together everything we know about artificial intelligence in Madrid, all the potential that we have, and we're putting that into different initiatives, such as the digital innovation hubs, the 5G network development in Merca Madrid, which is Madrid Central Market, and also in public procurement that is more and more led and helped by artificial intelligence. So let's explain what these things are very quickly. The digital innovation hubs are advanced technology clusters led by universities or research centers that put together companies, public institutions, and other organizations to facilitate market and business creation, and connecting with other digital innovation hubs across Europe. We're members, the city itself is a member of two hubs, the one on artificial intelligence, together with the region, together with several universities and several companies, and also with Cámara Madrid that you can see there, which is the main company organization, where all organizations are together to help business go along. And we are also in another more complex one about bioscience, biotechnologies and health, which is led by the Universidad Autónoma, the Autonomous University of Madrid, in which we have digital companies, health and pharmaceutical companies, small companies also, and startups, and of course the local administration. So these digital innovations hubs are helping us a lot to find how to market the results of university studies and put them into real life, put them into the real business, so they're a benefit for the city and for our economy. We also deployed a 5G network in Mercamadrid. For those that you don't know, Mercamadrid is a 2.5 million square meter market in which 800 companies work every day. And it's Madrid Central Foods Logistics Market is the biggest in Europe, one of the biggest in Europe at least, and it serves fresh produce to 8 to 12 million consumers every day. So it's a huge space in which we wanted to take as a municipal government another step to consolidate it as a European innovative benchmark, being at the technological forefront of the food sector, and therefore 5G has been deployed through the whole market area. So companies can implement new innovative solutions, being more and more operable. They work together. They work together with their transport system, their logistics system, their customers, and they optimize their infrastructure and reduce the amount of food that goes into waste for not being sold or not being distributed into the market. And the other one, the other project that comes from the Digital Innovation Hubs is the implementation of public procurement projects. To promote innovative, disruptive, creative, and collaborative attitudes among Madrilenians was an election pledge. And for instance, we've bought very technological, very high tech for some of our municipal services. For instance, the new waste management plant of the city is taking advantage of anything that can be recovered from waste, and it's taking care also of that waste that cannot be recovered, how to destroy it safely. The hope is to increase the production of green energy and reduce the production of greenhouse gases in Spain. So in fact, this new waste management plan is a very clear example of innovative public procurement. Another example, for instance, is that we procured the system for the remote detection of high polluting vehicles, a system that is continuously monitoring the actual emissions emitted by each vehicle entering the city center. The station includes full digital connectivity and is displaying data in real time. There's many others examples of public procurement and how they're helping the city become smart. And the last of the ideas is our Madrid Innovation Lab, which is will be fully operating next month. It's going to be opened very, very soon, and it's a space which will be a meeting and connection point for agents working in the artificial intelligence field, serving as a point of contact for those in the sector who come to the city, and helping in the exchange of experiences and knowledge for artificial intelligence in general. In fact, it works two ways, because it's not only for the whole of Madrid, but also it's a proximity center for a neighborhood, for that present in the city, for that district. And so it can host from national, international meetings to channel the communications to neighbors nearby, all related with artificial intelligence. So we're working with several associations and universities on this project, and we hope it will be open very soon. And we're very glad that the city will have this space. And the other one is the Madrid Food Innovation Hub, which was opened just 2 weeks ago. It was also an election pledge, and is a business incubator. It's a business incubator to promote entrepreneurship and innovation in the food value chain. This is a pioneering experience, and it started in the city of Madrid. It will develop incubation and acceleration programs along the year in different areas, all related with food, and a comprehensive training program for entrepreneurs in any area of the chain. So we have social training of people working in the food industry in general, and at the same time, we will have a space for new businesses to be there for a few months till they're able to go out into the city. So at the end, it's a big co-working space where all these food innovation companies will be working. It is the 7th incubator in Madrid system of incubators. Each one on a different sector. This is the one most close to innovation by itself, because it is brand new, and it will have all the technology necessary for these new companies that want to develop a career in the food market. Will have the best technologies to start with, and be incubated with the best teachers to start their business. And the last one is the Sandbox of urban innovation, which is also a product of this artificial intelligence cluster. And this was also a municipal pledge in the entrepreneurial area. And it's a regulatory sandbox, a set of provisions to create a safe space in which different products, solutions, and processes can be tested and implemented before they're brought to market. Projects and pilots that enter the sandbox are helped and governed by the sandbox rules, so they guarantee the safety of the environment and the participants. And it's again a public-private collaboration where projects are tested in a reduced and temporary and limited scale, and we test them and check whether they can go out in the market safely and saving investments that don't go anywhere at the end. So before we make a permanent change in our regulations, before we make a permanent change in the policy of the sector, we do these pilot projects that I think are very smart to do before going out in the market. No, and the scope of this Madrid sandbox, it's, well, you can see the four sectors that we're working on: mobility, sustainability, urban tech, and cyber security. For instance, a few projects from this sandbox. The standalone food truck. It's an autonomous food truck that goes from restaurants to customers by itself with no driver, and we're testing it now in a small district of Madrid. We're working on a smart bus shelter, which has solar panels and BMP charging points and many other features. It's like a 5G bus shelter, bus stop with all these services. We're working on a new lighting for the city, smart connected lighting that will regulate the flux of light on a specific street, depending on day and time, on the day of the time, occupancy of the city, and weather, to save energy. Or, for instance, we're deciding a project that will use artificial intelligence to determine where we place different cameras, Wi-Fi access points, and sensors to have the whole city monitorized, to better implement the 5G network along the city streets. This is being done by artificial intelligence, and we hope that we will have results very soon. So this is more or less it. We hope that this listing of smart city projects has given you an idea of how Madrid is progressing towards becoming smarter, which means not only adding technology to our city services, but rather doing it with people in mind, aiming at quality of life, and collaborating with each and every partner, public or private. Every partner that can help the city, can help us, and goes with us on this purpose. So we're eager to see you in Madrid. We're eager to see you testing these projects by yourselves, and thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, Cecilio. Please stay with us. I got two questions. We heard a huge presentation about the huge project and the huge effort of Madrid. And I just put two questions for you. How this program was consulted with the citizens of Madrid? Were they fights again, or how did it happen? And the second question about the legal framework. Did you have a framework ready to accept the whole development of this huge project? I guess you should have changed some legal aspects. Could you say something about this?
Sure. Yes. As for the first question, yes, there were consultations. There's been lots of meetings with neighbors associations and other institutions in the city to decide what's going to be done on this space. In fact, the project has been already being developed for 20 years till we have the final project. It took maybe 15 years of talking before the final project was presented. And of course, the business companies wanted higher buildings with more business areas. Other people wanted social housing, which part of it is going to be social housing, lower buildings, more green areas. A decision was to be made on where to put the transport hubs, the different train and metro stations that we'll have, etc. So that took a fairly long decision. Voting was taken there. I think it's for over 3 years. We had this suggestion box, or this open space where people would enter and give their opinion, and it's been on public information, so people can amend the project for at least 2.5 years or so. So yes, a lot of participation has been done till we found the very moment to present the final project. And of course, I believe that more or less every sector in the city is satisfied with the final project. We have a part of social housing, we have free housing, we have tall buildings, we have not so tall buildings, we have green spaces. It was so big that fortunately we could put a little of everything, and I think everybody is more or less satisfied. Let's see how it goes at the end, because now we start the second process, that's building all of this along the next 20 years. And as for the legal framework, yes and no. And yes, because of course we need to regulate the area, so to say. But the basis of that regulation is already made. Is this compensation system I was talking about, in which private owners of land put all the land together into an initiative. We call it a POU, a point of urban planning, so to say. This urban planning an area is designated for a new urban planning. These compensation meetings are done, and everybody owning land on that space is put it together into a big space, so to say, and small pieces of land are given to each of them in a different point with a different regulation, so their value is paid, so to say. And at the end, different developers are to be together in this compensation system. So each of them knows what part of the new land they're going to be developing, what they can build there, and what urban services, what part of the street, part of the sewers, part of the water pipes, part of the electricity system they are to build by themselves if they want to develop the land and to start new buildings. So the compensation system is already there. It's been tested in Madrid in 5, 6, 7 other neighborhoods, maybe more, but on 6 or 7 very big neighborhoods, new neighborhoods that we've been developing since the beginning of the century. And of course, the basis for the regulation was there, but at the same time, you need to have a legal, the small press, no, of this framework, how all the land is going to be developed and what is going to be exactly on each square meter of the space needed to be worked on, and it's being worked on with public-private collaboration in this compensation system table where we all sit together and discuss all of this.
Thank you very much, Cecilio. Thank you very much. We will